I just wanted to do a quick disclaimer that a patch for the game actually has come out. It came out literally as I was editing this, so I just wanted to let you all know that some of the bugs that I do explain could possibly not be in the game anymore. I'm not 100% sure because I haven't played through it again. Just wanted to let you guys know that those things could be solved by now. Also, that a lot of the clips that I used are a little bit repetitive because I didn't want to spoil anything, and I have even zoomed in some of the clips so you can't see the subtitles because I didn't want any of the story spoiled for any of you. So just those couple things. I hope you enjoy the video, and that's it. Welcome back to another video with That's Awkward ASMR. My name is Tatiana, and today I'm going to be talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy actually took me very much by surprise. There's things I loved about the game, and there's things I don't really like about the game, but I did really thoroughly enjoy this game way more than I thought I would. Let me know if you played the game, what you think about the things that I talk about down below. Don't spoil anyone. Don't spoil anyone. I'm telling you, I'm not going to spoil y'all. That's right, I'm not going to tell you anything about the story or the character arcs or their development, what their personal struggles are. I'm going to allude to them, but I'm not going to actually be like, this is what happened. That Star-Lord. So I hope you all enjoy this game review. If you enjoy this game review and you want to see more, definitely subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, because I know y'all can't see the dislike button anymore. Leave a comment down below, because I love reading your feedback and your comments. Again, I'm not a professional. This is 100% my biased opinion on Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm just a chick sitting inside a room talking about video games. So without further ado, let's jump into Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, I did buy this for PS5. I bought it for PS5 because I thought, like, they were saying the DualSense is going to be great with the game. It's not. It's kind of like typical. It's not like when you do certain actions, there are different feelings in the controller, like Astro's Playroom. I'm not surprised. I feel like maybe later this year, or sorry, later next year, 2022 or 2023 is when we're really going to start to see more developers take advantage of the DualSense. Just wanted to say that because I was like, oh, I'll just get it on PS5. I don't really care that I got it on PS5. The only thing is I experienced a ton of bugs that were game breaking, where I had to reload the game, I think a total of 5 times over 16 hours. It's about 16, 17 hours for me to finish this game. You can go watch all the VODs. I did stream it on my YouTube streaming channel. Link is in the description. But yeah, I did have to do reloading, and there was one bug that was super annoying where I would aim at a enemy, and the sight would move up, and I wasn't doing it myself. The sight would just move up. It wasn't the controller. It would only happen almost like when there was the most amount of fighting going on. Usually, if there was a really prominent enemy, like a boss fight or a really big enemy, would happen, and it was extremely annoying. And then I also experienced bugs where, like, if I walked ahead of the Guardians, because in this game you play as Star-Lord, the game would literally just not initiate a cutscene, and it would not allow me to move forward. It kept turning my character around by itself, and I couldn't initiate the cutscene, so I had to reload. So those were the worst bugs that I experienced. So let's jump in deeper to the story. I just want to tell you guys about that stuff I experienced, because I might as well be honest with you, and I won't be like, I experienced no bugs. I did, and they were pretty annoying. So Guardians of the Galaxy actually took me very much by surprise. I did not expect to enjoy this game as much as I ended up enjoying it. I honestly had some reservations because of the whole Avengers thing, and before you get started, I know they are extremely different games. Avengers is a live service game, and Guardians of the Galaxy is a single player linear story game. They're very, very different games, and I understand that, but I was still a little bit hesitant. You can't blame me. I was really excited for Avengers. I enjoyed the story portions of the Avengers, and then after that it was just all the way downhill. I did not enjoy it. So that's why I was super hesitant about Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm really happy with this game all in all, but there are things I really didn't like. For example, I absolutely dislike the combat in this game. I don't know if I'm just bad at it. I don't know what's going on, but the combat was a little bit confusing at sometimes. There's a lot of elements to the combat, which is I think maybe why it was a little overwhelming. The way that you play, because you are playing, you're a guardian of the galaxy, right? When you're fighting, the game really wants you to fight with the guardians, and it took me a while, especially because you have to unlock abilities that these guardians can do. You have to unlock Star-Lord's abilities by fighting enemies, collecting the things they drop. A bar fills up, you use the points like 1 to 3, and then you just go through each character and unlock something. It wasn't crazy. Well, that wasn't crazy difficult. What was difficult as well, you have hordes and hordes of enemies coming after you. You kind of have to press a button, select the character really quickly. Like, your brain at first is not used to like doing that. At least for me, it wasn't. And that took me a minute to get used to. But then there were also things like during the battle, and I still don't know how I was activating this, but you can hype up the guardians, and you're supposed to use it to basically give either yourself or all of you, all the guardians, a boost. And if you don't motivate them correctly, they basically get a boost. Like, basically only you get a boost and they get demotivated, or you can do a really good job and give them a good pep talk and everyone gets a boost. And I was almost always failing this, and I don't know why. I've looked back at it and I still don't understand like what I was doing wrong. Down to the end of the game, I was doing this little thing wrong, and it was so frustrating. And I would get mad when it would pop up because I wasn't even pressing the buttons to make it pop up, but it would pop up anyway, and it would start mid-battle and you would have to like deal with this, and there's a timer on it. I just didn't like that aspect of the combat at all. I didn't like it at all. I understand why it was there, because they want, to show the guardians have to fight together. They have a family. During the game, they kind of come to that realization. It's kind of, they're the guardians. It's rocky. They all have different motivations for doing everything they do that may not always coincide with each other, but it was definitely very frustrating. The combat also for Star-Lord was not fun until you unlocked everything, and then, you get things like being able to pull enemies towards you. You get, but you get these things pretty late in the game, if I'm going to be honest, and that, when I started getting stuff like that, that's when combat was fun. That's when I started to understand how to use the guardians. They all had basically all their abilities at that point. It was way, way more fun for me personally, and it was something that I was a little frustrated at, because there were so many times during combat where I actually would feel like, oh, I have to fight something else, because I didn't like it that much. It wasn't that fun. And again, it could just be me, but I definitely did not enjoy the combat as much as I wish I could have. Towards the end, I started to enjoy it. I think I started telling chat, I'm enjoying this much more. I'm having more fun. At first, I was kind of upset when I heard you could only be Star-Lord, but now that I've played the game, I literally couldn't imagine switching to all these characters. You really are Star-Lord. You're the leader of the Guardians. You're keeping them together, keeping them motivated. Like, everyone's fighting together. They work together. Like, it was a very, very, one of the central themes was, that working together despite whatever they're going through, understanding of each other, what each other's going through, and then working together and having that translate to the battle. Like, I understand the group huddle. If they're all upset at each other and bickering, like, they're not going to fight together. And it was an interesting part of the game for sure, but I just don't like the way it was executed. It could have been me again, but it wasn't like my favorite part of the game. Actually, one other thing I actually really hated, wait, last negative thing before we get into the positive things, when you play streamer mode, and like 99% of you are not going to experience this, but I had to play streamer mode, so the music, because there's a ton of music, obviously Star-Lord loves his music, there's a ton of amazing music in this game that I did not hear because of streamer mode, which is fine because it's licensed, I understand. Orchestra and stuff when there's moments never went away. That was nice. One thing though that I absolutely hate about this mode, okay, is that it stays at the top of the screen. It literally, the whole game, the whole time when I turned it on was like, can I turn this off? Is there like a reason this is up? No, streamer mode on, I think is what it says, stays up the entire game. The entirety of the game. It's like an overlay. I guess they've done it so if for some reason you did get striked, they can go and see, look, she had like streamer mode, we're not going to come after her. But it was unbelievably annoying, and I hate it being on all of the clips and everything. But I guess it kept me safe because I didn't get any strikes at all for the entire playthrough. and that was really nice. I didn't have to worry about that. But what I did love about this game, though, is the character development and not necessarily the main story. It was a little like, it was a little wild, but like for sure the character stories, all their personal character arcs, how they interact with each other, the worlds, those were my favorite parts of the game. I really loved the character development. The story of these characters was what really kept me playing this game and very engrossed in the game. And I think any of you that were actually there live and playing it through with me and watching it expressed in the chat that you were enjoying these characters so much. They are so unbelievably well written. I think they are so well written. Like, it actually blows my mind how much the game inserts you into, or the devs really inserted you into the Guardians of the Galaxy, and you truly feel like you are a guardian. Like, I felt like I was Star-Lord taking care of these, these ragtag team misfits. They don't listen to me. They're always bickering. There's like moments where they never stop talking. I'm not even kidding. There's almost not a silent moment in this game, but it wasn't annoying because I understood that's how the Guardians are. They're bickering all the time. They're mad about everything. Someone doesn't want to do something and everyone's like, why aren't you doing this? Well, I don't want to do this, because back and forth. And it was actually a part of the fun. As annoying as that sounds, I loved it because I felt like, there's times where I'd be walking and I'd literally be like, can y'all just shut up? Like, we are focusing on what we're doing. We are life and death right now. Like, we don't care about whatever it is that one person's mad about. Like, why is everyone just fighting them? Like, just stop it. And it's funny, the game actually lets you make those decisions. There's a lot of decisions you make as the leader of this team, down to many decisions like telling them to be quiet, or like choosing a side to like go on if they are bickering while y'all are walking around, getting to places. There are bigger decisions, which I don't know how much it changes the game, which is why I want to play it again. My brother actually went to watch someone else's playthrough, and he said that it is a bit of a change. Like, the levels play out much differently, and some things are a little different, but I think you always end up at the general same sort of endings, though I have heard there are multiple endings. I just haven't looked it up. But that was really cool. The story had a lot of moments where you had to make these decisions where I honestly just let chat make the decisions. I was like, chat, you make the decisions. And chat, I know you regret some of your decisions, but it was interesting. Even when you made decisions that you're like, oh, this might work out, and then you go through it, sometimes I was like, did we make the right decision or not, chat? Because like, I feel like even if you made a bad decision and it went awry, it almost just felt normal because they're the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, they're gonna get themselves into these crazy, messy situations where they gotta escape or something crazy happens. So I felt like even if I did make the wrong decision, or like, me and chat, we just made a bad decision, it almost like went along with the story so well that I didn't even care if we were in hot water for something. I almost wanted it to be like the most hot water we can be in, because I just felt like that's how the Guardians of the Galaxy are. They're like struggling all the time, but they're doing it together. And that's like the fun of it. And so even if I made bad decisions, I enjoyed it. I know there's one for sure my brother Max said was not the best decision, but he had the final say in chat, so I blame him. He don't watch his videos. I can call him out. That was really cool, feeling like a part of the Guardians. Their, individual, I'm gonna say traumas, because honestly the story elements are really, really heavy. I actually had to like come up for air with my chat multiple times, just being like, vibe check, are you all okay? Because it was such a not even the main story, but all their individual stories can hit home for a lot of people. There's a lot of emotions that they show, talk about some of the traumas they've been through. They each work through their own thing individually, and it was just really, really interesting to see. And it was written and done so well that like I had some tears at some point. I was sitting there having some tears. I didn't tell chat, but it just hit home. Like the things these people are experiencing hit home, and it was really well done. Lots of twists and turns on the story. I just loved all the characters, not even just the Guardians, like all the characters. There was a ton of cameos from the comic books in here as well. And this is an original story, which I think is really good. I don't think we need to be like redoing the movies or like some people were like, why don't they look like the movie Guardians of the Galaxy? I'm like, who wants Chris Pratt on another thing? His name is around enough, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we don't need that. We have our movie Guardians, we have our comic book Guardians, so we have these Guardians which are their own, and I think that's really cool. It was an original story, as far as I know, and it was really good. The voice acting, phenomenal. I never even remembered. I just thought these were the Guardians. I never thought this is a person in a booth. They all did really great. Fantastic talent behind this game, and it was really, really good. The characters were by far what kept me coming back when I hated the combat or when I got a bug, was because I wanted to see what happened to these characters. Like, I genuinely cared about them. Chat was rooting for their favorite Guardians, their side characters, our favorite llama. Y'all know if you were there, like, you know, our love-hate relationship with our llama. So let's talk quickly about visuals. Visually, and I played this on the PS5, so it is next gen, but still, visually, this game looked unbelievable. I'm sure on PC it looked even more crazy because, you know, PCs are always just going to look a little better, but it looked really good. The only thing I noticed, like the first half of the game, absolutely gorgeous. The second half of the game, like there was a clear definitive point where myself and some people in chat, I was like, guys, like, is this looking a little weird? Like, it's looking a little bit under rendered. And they're like, yeah, it looks a little weird. Like, some of the hair when it would render in was like moving by itself on Star-Lord, and some shots where it didn't really do that in the beginning for me as much as it was doing it in the ending. Like, I was very much noticing it towards the end of the game. Some characters were just not looking as crisp in cutscenes. It was really weird. It was really weird. The environments, like every time you go to a new place, whether it's a, you know, city type area, a planet, like you're outside, it's gorgeous. It's literally gorgeous. Even if you're like in a place where there's not a lot of like plants and life, like it still was gorgeous. This game was so well, like the maps were well designed. I never got super lost. One thing though, they were designed so well that I couldn't find any of the outfits. You're supposed to be able to find these little boxes with the outfits for all the characters, and I only found a couple through the entire game, and I was trying to look for it. So I don't know if they're just so well hidden I didn't see them, or I'm just dumb. I have no idea, but I did not collect a lot of suits, which is also kind of why I want to go back and like play it again, because I want to collect everything. But it was really good. All of the environments were very different from each other. No place was like exactly the same, and it was really nice. They were really pretty, like breathtaking when you first get to these new places, and it was super cool. And each place worked a little bit differently. There were different enemies, a variety of enemies. The combat again was a little bit repetitive, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. But there were a lot of different variety of enemies that you dealt with inside of the game, and it was really cool. The puzzles were really good as well. There's lots of puzzles that you have to do with either a guardian can help you get up high, or, you know, Star-Lord basically can't do anything by himself. He always needs a guardian nearby to help him. You know, and also like them doing these puzzles also like contributed to their character development. Like, it was pretty good. It was crazy, but they were fun, never too difficult where I was like looking anything up. I'm pretty sure I didn't look anything up the whole game on how to do something. It was good. I actually think that's it. I just looked at my notes and I don't think I have anything else to talk about. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed the game. I thought the characters and the development was great. The story was interesting. Lots of twists and turns. It went places I didn't think it was actually going to go. Like, you know, lots of characters we've come across I didn't think were even going to be in the game. I was thoroughly surprised, and like chat was even like, yo, like they were surprised as well. Had some Guardian fans in the chat, which was really cool. And yeah, it was just a good game. It really made me feel like I am a guardian of the galaxy, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I want another game. Like, the game ends and you're sitting there like, okay, like, let's continue. Like, I want to keep hanging out with these guys. I love these characters. I want to hang out with everyone. We've gotten to know them on such a personal level. Like, when you go through the traumas and things they're dealing with individually, I was like, I want to keep hanging out with them. Like, they feel like your family at the end, and I really loved it. Aside from the combat, like, this game is way better than I thought it would be. It really blew me away. Like, I so thoroughly, like, I also bought it physically partially to return it if I didn't like it, so I can get something else. But I don't think I'm gonna be returning Guardians. Oh my gosh, I can never do. I don't think I'm gonna be returning Guardians of the Galaxy anytime soon. I really like it. I'm gonna be playing it again. I enjoyed the decision making, whether it was small to how you communicate with them, because they'll remember stuff. They'll remember stuff you say to them. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed learning about all these characters. You know, and even though the story was heavy, I loved that it was like that. I loved that it was a compelling, heavy story that I feel like they all went through so many different things that everyone can relate to in some kind of way. I mean, I related to them all in all of them and in some kind of way, which was kind of wild. And yeah, it was so good. It was so good. And I really, really hope Eidos Montreal and Square Enix make another one. I actually really hope we get another Guardians of the Galaxy, because this was just such a delight to play. I was super immersed in the world. I've heard a lot of feedback that I think other people, after I played the game, I looked at reviews, and I think the combat is something a lot of people kind of struggled with, and it wasn't their favorite thing, but the characters and like the development is what people wanted to keep coming back for. And for me, it's the same. Like, that's true. Like, I've said it. They're amazing. They're my family, and I love them. If I had to give it a rating out of like a 10, I don't know, I would say it's like an 8. I really liked it. I think actually if the combat was more fun, I think it probably could have hit it, because I very much enjoyed this game. Very, very, very much. And it's a good experience. So I didn't tell you half anything that you can experience in this game. So if you are interested in the game and you're not sure, just check it out. Just play it. Best thing, if you buy it physically, you can just return it at GameStop the same week, and it doesn't go down that much in value usually, so you can trade it for something else or get a credit. I don't know. GameStop, that's the best part about things. Not trading after a year, but trading really close to when a game came out. You can usually get quite a bit back. It depends, I think. I don't know. But I can usually get quite a bit back. But I think I'm keeping my Guardians of the Galaxy because I really liked it. If you enjoyed this review, again, please give the video a thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it wasn't too all over the place. And as always, I hope that you have sweet, sweet dreams of gaming.